Although Star Citizen remains in early alpha tests with more work to be done, there's already a somewhat detailed gameplay loop for trading cargo. As with many simulation type games, that can be a little intimidating for players looking to jump in. The aim of this video is to help talk you through what you need to know in order to start making money from hauling goods. I'm Forrester, and my channel is all about giving you useful or interesting content around simulation type games, including Star Citizen. As a disclaimer, whilst I have a lot of experience of trading in Star Citizen, I'm by no means the unquestioned grandmaster of crates, so this guide will be more about getting you comfortable with what and how to trade. So it's a trading 101. It's also worth adding that this video focuses on the cargo trading element. Especially for early gameplay, box delivery contracts are an appealing option to use the cargo space on smaller ships, but this video will focus specifically on buying and selling goods to make a profit. If you're an experienced hauler, I'd be interested to know your thoughts in the comments on whether there's anything else you'd suggest for new space truckers. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That helps you to be notified of future Star Citizen videos, such as ship reviews or location spotlights, and helps me to grow the audience. So, before diving into the meat of the guide, it's important to also cover off that Star Citizen is in iteration, with new patches coming in about 4 times a year, often changing up the gameplay loops. For example, the most recent patches have changed the profitability of trading somewhat. As with other games that aren't yet released, there's also a lot of player speculation about how things will be in the future. This video will focus instead on how things are right now in Star Citizen to help you feel really comfortable with trading. So, as things change, you may want to keep up to date with any updates as time goes on. Generally speaking, the idea behind making money through trading is to buy goods and then sell them for more money. That may sound obvious, but it's important to keep reminding yourself that, because the items with the highest prices aren't necessarily the items with the highest margins. In order to get started, you'll need some sort of cargo hauling ship. Although it's possible to turn a profit on smaller ships, the profits are much smaller, which makes the alternative of running box delivery contracts a more attractive option. Realistically, you'll want something at least the size of a freelancer. But because you make profit on margins, generally speaking, bigger cargo hold means better. You'll also need an initial amount of Alpha UEC for your working capital. Unlike other ways of making money, with trading you have to speculate to accumulate, so you'll need to buy your cargo before you can sell it. That's important because it adds an element of risk to running cargo, whether that's a risk of other players or the dreaded 30k disconnect message. If you don't make it safely to your destination, you'll lose that investment. And currently, insurance claims only cover your ship and not the cargo on it, so you need to be mentally prepared that if something goes wrong, it can be expensive. Thankfully, it can also be profitable when everything goes right. Because you're at risk whenever you're in transit, upgrading the quantum drive on your ship is advised for running cargo, as well as running shorter hops where possible, although profitability should be your deciding factor. For many cargo traders, you'll see that they contact ATC as soon as they are in range to do so, and that's because often that will give your ship the same protection as if it were landed, meaning if you're disconnected whilst on landing approach, you might just keep your cargo. So the first consideration is often what you want to trade. For the most part, you want to focus on the difference in price between buy and sell. There are 2 good ways to know that. Firstly, you can check the new in-game commodity alerts, which will let you know if something is over or under stocked. The key to reading this is to think backwards, so if it says overstock, you would buy, and understock, you would sell. and it's as simple as matching something that's overstocked somewhere with somewhere else that has a shortage of that same good. The advantage of this method is that with the overstock notification you can be fairly sure that there's a good amount of cargo available to fill your hold when you get there, and likewise for the understock, your destination will probably want to buy it all up. The disadvantage is that the information is publicly accessible, meaning other traders might be running the same route and impacting stock levels before you arrive, or worse, nefarious players might be waiting on that route to gain pleasure from destroying your ship and making you lose the sunk cost in your cargo. Another method is to use an external website to get information about buy and sell prices in general. There are lots of these different sources out there. Personally, I use Galog. These will give you a good idea of what buying cheap and selling high might look like, although the in-game prices do vary a little. Over time, you get a good feel for what are good routes with alternative cargo if your main cargo is out of stock. It's worth adding here, some items are less than legal in some jurisdictions within Star Citizen. Usually you'll know if something isn't quite above board as it'll show you a skull icon in-game. Trading those items is often highly lucrative, but also highly discouraged by local security, and you'll be more limited with where you sell them. You'll also be at risk of being scanned by security services, who may not like what they find. Personally, I tend not to tangle with illegal goods, but if you're searching out the best profit margins, you may want to consider it. You buy or sell your cargo at designated trading stations, which are little trading screens located in the verse. Whilst the commodity alerts or external websites will give you a location, sometimes finding the trading station isn't quite as easy as you might like. So here are some general tips which will help you when you're first looking. At space stations and rest stops, confusingly, don't go to the cargo deck. Instead, go to wherever the shops are, usually Galleria or similar, and look for a shop called the Admin Center. Your trade console is usually in there, with the exception of Port Olisar, where it's helpfully adjacent to the main ship spawn room. If you're in a major city, there is usually either a designated location on the intercity network, such as Lorville's Central Business District, or there's a designated building within the main commercial district, such as TDD on Area 18 or Microtech. If you're planetside at a small outpost or moon, you'll usually find the trading console within the building marked Storage. It's worth pointing out here that there's a rudimentary supply and demand model at play, meaning cargo generates over time, but you can't be guaranteed that you'll fill your cargo hold with a specific cargo each time you visit a location, so you might end up carrying multiple different cargo items. Likewise, your destination might want some of your cargo, but not all of it, so it's an important consideration on your route. And that just about covers the basics of trading in Star Citizen. I hope you found this video guide useful. If so, please press that like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see future Star Citizen videos. I'd love to make more of these guides for different parts of the game, so if you have any questions, suggestions or feedback, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.